Hopefully the audio is much better this time. Oop, did we just go live? Sorry. Hopefully the audio is much better this time. Welcome to A Moment in Time with Taylor and my actual voice, and not the voice of my Bluetooth speaker, which has a microphone on it, which was in my backpack. And you guys are trying to listen to me through that. So thank you to Steph Taylor Live for bringing that to my attention, because I totally didn't think of that on my own. And we fixed it, hopefully. We turned the Bluetooth off, so hopefully that fixed the problem. We went to the Cococay Island today, which is actually owned by Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines in the Bahamas, and we did reef snorkeling and a sandbar getaway. We had a really great time. It was awesome. It was the highlight of my trip. Do you agree?
Mine too.
Me and Steph both thought that was like the best part of the whole trip. Hey Heidi, how's it sound now? How does my audio sound? Is it better now? I had my Bluetooth speaker on from earlier at the beach. Oh, thank you, Riley. Awesome. Okay, good. That's great. Thank you. Yeah, I had my Bluetooth speaker on from earlier when we were hanging out at the beach, and it has a microphone on it, so it was still on and still linked to my phone. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Kyle.
In her backpack.
Yeah, which was like in my backpack, in the side pocket. It was close to me, but it was still, yeah.
Muffled.
It was still muffled. So thank you, Sonam and Katie, for letting me know about the audio issues. It should be a lot better now because we're using the iPhone 7 Plus microphone. And the reef snorkeling and sandbar getaway was such a, yay Katie, good! Thanks Kyle, how was your day? It was cheap. It was really affordable. It was like the cheapest excursion, I think, of all the different excursions that we saw, and it was totally worth it. The captain of the ship, Captain Perry, he was awesome. He was hilarious.
Loves his job.
Yes, loves his job. He said he was born to do this. He was dancing, he was singing. It was just like such a great vibe. Definitely island vibes, island music. Then we had the full face snorkel. So you could get the normal snorkel where you put it in your mouth and then you have the goggles over your face. But he made a good point that like other people have used this, and even though they do sanitize it, some people get kind of freaked out about having something in their mouth that's been in a bunch of other people's mouths, and we agreed with that. So it's only $10 American to upgrade to the full face snorkel, which I liked. Did you like that?
Yeah, it was a little more difficult to breathe, but I think I liked not having other breathing apparatuses in my mouth of people who have already germs and stuff.
Right, so if we had brought our own snorkel and goggles, that would be different, but we didn't, and we didn't really want to use the mouthpiece that someone else had used. So she makes a good point. The full face snorkel, it goes over your whole head. Hey, thanks for to the person who thumbs up this video, liked it. It goes over your whole face, and then it has a tube coming. You can actually see me wearing it. I should have taken a picture or something, but in Steph's broadcast on Periscope, you can see me. Yeah, she said I looked like a Teletubby, like a Power Ranger or something awesome. And when you put that on, it's like your nose and mouth are in it. So when you're breathing, it's kind of like your warm breath. So as you inhale, it doesn't really, oh, thank you, thumbs up. It doesn't really feel like you're getting a nice deep breath in because of that warm air. You kind of feel like I'm not pulling in enough air because you don't have that cool, fresh air feeling. But I think we were probably breathing fine. It's just, you have to get used to that feeling. So actually by the end, I felt like I was breathing perfectly fine in there. Yeah. But at first it was very much like I was like, Now, I teach yoga, so breathing is something I work with a lot, so I was inhaling deeply through my nose and then exhaling through my mouth, and I was trying to regulate my breath like that, and that seemed to help me a lot. So there's a little tip if you use the full face snorkel. So it covers your whole head, your front of your face, I should say. You have to make sure that your hair is clear of it, because at one point a little piece my hair had kind of like wandered down. It was kind of pinned in there, and because it was breaking the seal between the snorkel and my skin, water was very, very slowly but dripping into the snorkel when I got that part under the water, and then it would go right into my eye, and it was salt water, and it was like so actually when Steph went live, her first video, I was like choking because the seal had broken on my mask, and I had tried kind of fixing it like underwater, and it all like suction out and like water went in my mouth, and it was bad. It was bad. Hey Sam, how are you? Sam Nixon. So the full face snorkel was pretty cool. It was cool how you didn't have to worry about getting the tube under the water. You could actually go underwater with it. No water was supposed to get down into it. Like with a normal snorkel, if you get water into the tube, it'll just come right into your mouth. Where this one, it has like some kind of mechanism on it that keeps the water from actually going in. Now I had a pool noodle with me, so I wasn't actually diving under, so I didn't actually really test that part too much, but it was awesome. We got to see so many cool fish. There were some fish that were kind of luminescent. They were like the glowing kind of iridescent, maybe is the right word. Fish. They had like blue streaks along the top and bottom, and I love wild animals. I love watching animals in the wild. I love nature documentaries. So this to me was like heaven. It was complete heaven. It was awesome. So I got to watch them in their natural environment. And some of those iridescent ones would kind of like say this is the fish, right? And it would kind of like this is the ground. It would kind of like smack the ground with the side of its body. You know, it'd be like swimming along, and it would just like plump. It was like I think it was trying to like like stir up whatever might have been there on the bottom to kind of get some food. And a lot of the fish were going along the bottom and kind of like picking like little chickens, like fish chickens. Fishkins.
Chicken of the sea.
Chicken of the sea, yeah. Good one. They were kind of like eating little bits of food. There were zebrafish. Those are probably my favorite to see. Those were really cool with the black, they're like white fish with the black stripes.
Hey,
Hey, Ryan. No, so Ryan, what did you say?
I said hi, YouTubes.
Hey, she's a YouTuber. Ryan Williams is here, and he just asked, did we notice the construction or not so much?
No, it was on the other side of the island. I mean, coming in, we did notice it, but it was not affecting our stay at all. It was amazing.
So we think that's probably why it was discounted. So we actually got a really good deal on this cruise, and we assume, it's the Enchantment of the Seas on the Royal Caribbean Cruise Line, because Royal Caribbean owns Cococay Island. So I don't know if other cruise ships come in. I assume they kind of like charter it out or whatever so they can come. But it's their special, so you can actually get a free lunch buffet on there. It's Royal Caribbean, so it's just like if you were to eat on the ship, you just go right up, grab some food. So that was cool. We didn't have to pay for lunch, and we didn't have to go back on the ship and go back because it was tendered. So we actually had to, because it's so shallow around the island, you can't actually come in and dock with the cruise ship. So the ship kind of anchors maybe like half a mile or so from the edge of the island, and then you get on a little ferry boat and you take that boat to Cococay Island. So they have a beach resort island in Haiti called Labadee. Same
I've
stuff,
been there.
But no tender. Oh, really?
Yeah, one of the longest zip lines in the world. Gorgeous. It's over water. It's amazing.
I love zip lines. Maybe we'll go there next. Thank you, Ryan. That was a good tip. But yeah, so getting back to the construction, when we were taking that tender, that ship from the ship to the island, we definitely noticed the construction. I mean, it was very prevalent. We were like, this whole island is under. It seemed like, because that whole side of the island is like the big construction vehicles and machines, and just a lot of construction around, and like all these like there was like porta potties and like construction trucks and boxes, and we were like, oh yay, what? But once you actually get into the island, you have to go through a little bit of a channel, very, very, very short channel, and you get off the ship or off the boat, and all of a sudden you're like, yeah, this is exactly what I was expecting for the Bahamas. So you can, right there when you get off is the Shore Excursion Center, which is where you want to go if you're going to do any of the excursions. They're building a pier, so you don't have to tender from like April onwards. Nice.
Yeah.
Ryan, I love your tips. This is awesome. Yeah. That'll be really, really helpful. So what they had was all around the construction area, they had these signs that explained what was coming and when. So it said, and I don't really remember, but there were like restaurants, there were, I think, a casino, there was like a club, there were these different things that were coming out, and it said like May 2019, November 2019, and when they expect them to be done and built by. So that was really cool to kind of get that sneak peek and that feel for what it's going to be like. We met a couple people who had been here before, and they were saying that back, one woman has been coming here for about 30 years, but even someone who I got the impression hadn't been coming quite that long said that this island used to have nothing on it. It was like a few little huts when you first get in, and then just beach. There wasn't really a whole lot going on. So it's already built up pretty good. There's some good footage you'll probably see on Steph's vlog on YouTube, because a lot of the buildings kind of look the same. They're very colorful, they're very bright. There's not a ton of them, but I can see that this island's going to be really built up over the next year or more. So it was kind of nice to have a little bit of the secluded, isolated island still a bit, but really it was very, very touristy. There was tons of beach chairs and loungers, places you can get drinks, food, there were bathrooms. It was actually really nice. It was really easy to navigate. We didn't need, like when we went to Nassau, we had to figure out, okay, what street do we want to go on, what bus, how are we going to get back, it was much more, it's a much bigger island and much more civilized and just a lot more going on to navigate. Whereas with this, it was so simple. Like we literally could have just walked around the perimeter of the island in like an hour or less probably. I mean, really, it's awesome. So Ryan says some pool bars, water park, that was it. Yeah, they're building a water park. They're making overnight villas for suite guests. That's the thing, is I was like, if we missed the ship, I'm not even sure where we would stay because I didn't see any hotels.
Right.
Get a new ship the next day. That's what the bartender said. I was like, well, hopefully we catch our ship in time. And he was like, oh, it's fine. He's like, he kind of said what ship was coming in tomorrow and you could get on that ship and go back. Like, it was no big deal because I assume that probably happens to people because we had to be back to the ship by 4.
Yeah.
And our excursion was like 2.5 hours long from 10 a.m. So we got back to the island around 12:30. So we had about 3.5 hours to kind of explore and hang out and get back to ship on time. So we did. Hopefully everybody else did too. But it was awesome. The excursions were awesome. So when you first get off, you see the shore excursion area. That's where you go and you set up all your excursions. You can explore around. You don't have to do excursions, but I highly recommend the one that we did, which is called Reef Snorkeling and Sandbar Getaway. It was such a blast. It was, to me, the best part of the entire trip. We got to see a wild stingray, a pretty big one, a big wild stingray swimming right past us. Not when we were snorkeling, actually, but when we were at the sandbar.
So cool.
Yeah, you see a lot of sea sponges. Even right on the beach, there were a lot of fish, and the water's so clear you can see everything as you walk in, as you wade into the water. So it was really awesome. Ryan says it's so close to home port that they have some leeway with time they can make up overnight. You never tried scuba diving. We didn't do scuba diving, we did snorkeling. So it was just, dipping your head in and looking under. So I'm gonna go back to the full face mask too. So you have to make sure that your hair is completely clear of the mask. So what you do is you put I wish I had one to demonstrate, but you kind of slide the mask on to the back of your head first. Then you pull the mask down over your face, and what I was doing, and actually worked really well, is also pulling it down a little bit more so that I could pull my hair up and out and then slide the mask back up into place. And that worked really, really well for me. So if you ever are snorkeling, I highly recommend you try that technique. If you're a girl, you have hair, you have long hair as a guy, because that works to get a nice seal. You want the rubber part of the mask to be touching your skin all around your face. And one of the lifeguards wanted to make sure that my chin was in there good, because if it wasn't, water could kind of come up and in. There's a little bit of a hole in the mouthpiece, so they said if water does manage to get itself down into the tube, you just come up out of the water and kind of tilt your head forward, and the water should just pour out, and you can kind of blow and make sure. Now, mine was fogging up a bit. It seemed like sometimes it wasn't so bad, sometimes it was. I don't really know what was causing that or not. I don't know if it would have been better with the regular snorkel, which was free. Included for free. The flippers were included for free. The pool noodle was included for free. We got a free rum punch for free. We actually were able to get 2, and I think you probably could have gotten as many as you wanted. The water leak in much though. Well, I didn't actually go under the water with the tube part of it, so I didn't really test that part. Did you test that at all with the actual snorkel on your face going under?
I did. The thing that I didn't like though is because I like to dive deep, and if you go below 10 feet, you can't what's called Valsalva, so equalize pressure in your ears, because just like when you ascend, when you descend, you have to pressurize equalize the pressure in your ear, and the only way to do that when you're diving is to pinch your nose, and with our masks we couldn't do that. With the other kind, it's a rubber part, and it's intentionally soft so that you can squeeze your nose in Valsalva.
Yeah. And that would have been free too. That would have saved us $10, so that's a pretty good tip. I like that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Guest appearance from Steph Taylor Live. Make sure you follow her.
Yep.
Can I comment on my own video?
Thanks.
I can't comment on my own video. You looked like you had a whole tank over your head.
Yeah.
That's funny. It was nice though. I actually liked that because I didn't have to deal with two separate pieces. It was just like on my face, and once I had that nice seal, I could just swim around and look at everything. Like I said, the fish that were kind of like flopping on the ground, there were a few fish that I don't know if it was mating season for them or if it was more of a territorial thing, but they were kind of chasing each other back and forth. That was really fun to watch. Of course, I was talking to the fish. I was like, hey guys, how are you? And then we were leaving, like, oh, bye, thank you so much. This was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this. Yeah, I don't think they knew what I was saying. Actually, an amazing tip for people, you would assume the paid would be better. Yeah, exactly. So if you're gonna dive, it seems like maybe the free one is actually better, but if you're not, if you're like me and you're just gonna like float at the top and like poke your head under and look under, I really liked it a lot because I didn't have to worry about anything, really. I didn't have to manage the separate pieces. I didn't have to like continuously, because I could breathe through my nose. I didn't have to breathe through my mouth. When you have the normal snorkel thing on, you can't breathe through your nose because it's got that plastic part shoved right up against your nostrils. No, Ryan, no, I disagree. I don't think they hustled us at all. Right now, if I was to go back, I would still do the $10. I think it was totally worth $10. $5 would have been better, but it's no big deal because I don't get hustled. You can ask Steph. She was like, I love how all the different, they're like, would you like a beverage package? Would you like your photo taken? Would you, this, that, and the other. I'm like, no, I'm good. I brought my own wine. I can take my own pictures. I don't need to spend money on anything. So, I didn't get my hair braided or anything. Like, this was actually good for me. Now, again, she's more pro, so she wants to dive under. So for her, it was actually potentially a waste of $10. But I think for if you don't want to dive under, it was perfect. Perfect. I loved it. I had a really great time. I was so happy. You can ask if I got off the boat and I was like, I'm so happy right now. That was amazing. Because it was like my own nature documentary. Like I could just follow the fish. Like they would just be hanging out and then all of a sudden they would go really fast and I'd be like chasing them, trying to follow them. And there was like a school of fish. I started kind of going around the rock at one point. There's like a rock that we were swimming near and the lifeguard came over and was like, do not go over there by yourself. He's like, don't go off by yourself. And I was like, okay. So he was with me now. So I was like, okay. So I started going again. And he was like, the waves are too big on that side of the rock or something. But I have a theory more that it's maybe something to do with...
Keep an eye on everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's like a few lifeguards that go with you. Yeah, they want to make sure they're keeping an eye on you. I don't know if, there's more like sharks on that side or something. Like, you're more in the ocean as opposed to the boat is right there. So if something happens, they can just kind of grab you and bring you back. Whereas if you're on the other side of the rock, they have much more of a distance to swim. And the waves are crashing up on that rock pretty good. So I think it was choppier than it normally was. I bought a digital photo of me and friends, and it turns out the others bought the same one. They wouldn't refund you because you already had the link to download. Yeah, don't pay for pictures of them to take of you. You can ask other people on the cruise ship to take pictures of you.
Totally.
You could take selfies of yourself. You can take pictures of yourself. You don't really need to pay for that. This lighting is horrible.
Nice. People will help.
You want to see this is the view from our room. The crazy part is that we're heading back now. We are officially heading back to Florida, where I live, which is great, but it's just weird. Hey, Josh! Oh my God, Josh Webb! Hey, can I make you a moderator from live? Add moderator.
Yeah, you can.
Boom! You are now a moderator, Josh. Thank you for being here.
Wrench.
Wrench. Ryan said Steph must be a gold member with RC now, right?
No, this is my 4th. I haven't cruised very much.
This is her 4th cruise. Yeah, now you have a wrench, Josh. Now you can do things. You can beat people up with your wrench. Don't do that. Non-violence. And we're just basically killing time right now until dinner. Steph's packing up her things. We both just took a nice shower to get all that sand and salt water off. Oh, at one point I inhaled a big old mouthful of salt water and I was like coughing and dead. I did get out of the water and go back on the boat 2 times during the hour. You have 1 hour to snorkel, and that's what he says. He said if it takes you 58 minutes to get into the water, you get 2 minutes to snorkel. So we were the last ones out there. Everyone, including all the lifeguards, everyone was back on the boat, and we were just out there. Steph was live, yeah, and we were just hanging out, having a grand old time. Thanks for the thumbs up, you guys. And we were like, are we supposed to go back now? I was like, well, they're not calling us, so let's just keep going. And then eventually they kind of gave us the little wave, like, all right, come on now. But when we were coming in the boat, the guy said, He's like, let's just stay. You guys want to stay? Let's just stay. I was like, yeah, okay. So I started going back, like, yeah, let's just chill here because it was so nice. We didn't want to leave. Or maybe that was after the sandbar. I think that was actually after the sandbar part. And the sandbar is cool. They said it was up to your knees. Where we got out, for me, it was actually up to my chest. But there was like a more shallow part that we were able to go swim and walk over to, which was much shallower, to the point where some of it was actually out of the water. You could just stand right on the sand. It was really pretty, Josh. It really was. Ryan says, Steph, join Crown and Anchor when you get home. After 3 nights with them, you get gold status.
After 3 nights? Oh, really? Yeah, I never looked at.
Wait, why Steph and not me? Didn't we both do 3 nights? Isn't this 3 nights? Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Does it count? Is it retroactive? Can we do it like while we're on a cruise? Does it count?
Discounts on photos, cruises, etc. Free $5 casino credit, jackpot spin and stuff. Discounts on cruises sounds nice.
Yeah. Yeah, we're turning Taylor into a cruiseaholic too.
I'm just like, wait, why don't I qualify?
Is it because of the past cruises, maybe?
He said Steph should already have the status, but she must not have signed up.
Yeah, no, I never did.
They haven't been offering us to sign up or anything either. I don't know.
It's just assumed, probably.
I've never heard of it. For people who are first timers, you think they would be like, oh, like, let me tell you about this program. You know what? Steph booked it, though, so that might be part of it, too.
Yeah, that's my fault.
I just, like, sent her the money. No. I just mean, like, that's probably why I didn't hear about it, because they're not actually in contact with me. That makes sense.
This is my first cruise as a travel blogger, though. Like, I went just on vacation last time.
Right.
Expecting to always be, but now I might consider it.
Right. Oh, absolutely. That's the cool thing, too, is that as broadcasters and streamers, even though we are enjoying ourselves and having a great time, it's work, too. We're trying to figure out, okay, when can we go live? Where should we go live? What footage can we get? Like, we got to keep everything charged. We got to make sure we have Wi-Fi or data, and it's just a lot.
It is a lot.
Join online and link your previous booking numbers. Generally, people join online when they check in, kind of. Yeah, Josh, I would definitely recommend this cruise for first-timers because even me personally, I mean, I don't see the point of a longer cruise personally, but I'm not a long traveler in general. When I went to Hawaii, I think I did 5 days. In Egypt, I did 3 or 4. I just don't go places for long times. I love being home. I love getting to work. I love my life. I don't need vacation from my life. You get what I mean? Like, I don't need to pay a bunch of money to stand in long lines to get back on the ship. Like, when we were getting on the ship today, I was, like, having this thought, like, listen, I live in Florida. I can just go to the beach. I really don't need to be chilling in line for a half hour. It wasn't really that long, but it was just, I just had that realization while we were coming back. We're all, like, sitting on the boat coming back to the ship, and I mean, yeah, I mean, Josh, you live in Florida too. I think it's fun I think Cococay was awesome. Get to Cococay however you can. But in terms of cruises, I don't know. I mean, I'm not like obsessed with them now or anything. I'm not like addicted like a lot of people are. There should be a Crown and Anchor loyalty desk on board, but not worth wasting time to do it now. Do it at home.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't even see that anywhere. There's like a place where you can book your next cruise.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, I am too.
We still have to wait like half hour or something for dinner. Yeah, half hour until we could go get seated for our dinner. But I got a nice tan.
Yeah.
I think I might go live on Periscope for the last 30 minutes. What do you guys think? Are you gonna be mad? Are you gonna be mad, YouTubers? I can't actually see who's in here, but thanks Josh and Ryan for your comments. Thanks everyone who thumbs up. Riley, if you're still in here. Who else commented? Sam, I think. Yep, Sam. Oh, Katie. Katie. And Heidi. Thanks, guys, for watching. Other cruise lines have their own islands, too. Norwegian has 2, I believe, and they share with other cruise lines. Nice. You do, Josh. You don't have the wrench on Scope that you can see, but you can still wield it. Worth checking out other lines 3-nighters to visit their private islands. Nice, Ryan. That's a good tip. I like that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Disney.
Oh, yeah.
Disney has their
Our
own.
new friend Paige was telling us about Disney's cruises being even better than Royal Caribbean. She's been sailing Royal Caribbean for 30 years, and she still She's still sorry. She still said that Disney was a lot better. She recently started sailing with them, and she said that they are even better, more upscale. They have their own private island as well. So maybe we'll have to try something like that.
Yeah.
I basically cater my content on this channel to my sponsors. So if you jump over to femyoga.com and click the support button, just let me know what you want to see more of or less of, what you want to see. If you send $100 or more, you actually get one free broadcast of your choice. You can let me know what you want to see within reason. Huh?
More Teletubby, please.
More Teletubby! You'll have to go buy a snorkel mask to give you the Teletubby full effect. Or you can just watch Steph's replay, and then I don't have to do that. Can you see the shadow every time she walks in front of me? That's hilarious. Let there be lights. You guys are awesome. I think I'm gonna go live on Periscope because I didn't really get to go live much because I didn't have data while we were there. So I'm craving going live. And then I'm probably gonna eat food and fall asleep. Because today was kind of tiring. We were in the sun a lot.
Yeah.
We were swimming a lot. You know, walking around the beach. I mean, yesterday we thought we would be to bed early too, and we didn't go to bed till like 12:30 or 1 in the morning, so we'll see. Make sure you're following me on Periscope, which is basically Twitter, Fem Yoga Taylor. You can find all the links on my website, femyoga.com. And there's a 3-minute YouTube video on there too, so you can kind of learn what this channel is all about. I think it's on my homepage here as well. Every minute of my YouTube channel that you watch helps me out so much because we are trying to monetize. We're like 700 hours away from monetizing or something. We're hoping to have that done by the end of the year. So let me know what kind of content you want to see. I want to make sure that we're reaching all of our goals and bringing you the target, which is positivity, to help you reach your goals. Your health goals, your wealth goals, your relationship goals. And yeah, I'll see you over on Periscope. This has been A Moment in Time with Taylor. Bye, guys.